Hello! Welcome back to Oxygen Not Included. Last episode we had gone ahead and set up this absurd amount of beta hives, which is, by the way, producing a absurd amount of enriched uranium, by the way. And we are using up some uranium ore, but we still got 14 tons of it left down here to utilize. Also, in between episodes, I logged on before this episode started, and May had just been, I guess, stung to death down here. I've never experienced the betas attacking a duplicate before, so I genuinely was confused, but they're fine now. I built a quick little, triage cot up here. Does that ruin the room? It does. We'll just completely deconstruct that, and we'll figure out somewhere else to make another triage cot if we absolutely need it. But, yeah, I thought that was interesting, but this episode, what we're gonna do, right now that we're sending enriched uranium over to Vivibo, our main asteroid, we currently already have 2,200 kilograms being sent over into our main kind of little, what's the word? Storage area, right? What we're going to do today is actually build a nuclear reactor, right? Because I have a lot of, what is it? What am I thinking of? Why am I blanking? I have a lot of the Steam achievements in this game, and I am lacking a few of the later ones in the new DLC, right? I believe the ones I'm missing are Cluster Conquest, GMO AOK, Mind the Gap, and Cosmic Archaeology, right? For that, we will need a nuclear reactor to start reasonably doing GMO AOK, which is basically... if we go ahead and take a look at our colony summary, as it goes through the millions of achievements we've gotten in between. Yep. Thank you. GMO AOK basically just says, what in the world? Okay, whatever. AKA, we have to mutate like one of every single seed that you can plant in this game. That's like a crop, and get at least one mutated version of that seed. Right? And the best way to do that is a nuclear reactor, because you can get a lot of radiation from that. So because of that, what I'm going to go ahead and do, and I think right around here is probably going to be my best bet, because this is going to produce a lot of radiation, no matter how we cut it. So I'm going to go ahead, or actually, no. I'll build it up here in this top right corner, because the duplicate shouldn't ever really be up here. Unless if they need to be. Yeah, I think that's better. We're gonna build it up here. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and get that, get the kind of layout of it, of the main building set up, and then we'll talk about it. Alrighty, so yes, this is a design that Francis John has used before. It's a very, very good one, obviously. One that I think is very good. Okay, so basically these little two wide areas are where the steam's going to go down, right? So the steam is going to come from our good old nuclear reactor, right? Creating all the steam. Nuclear waste is going to drop down here. We're just going to heat up the steam, yada yada yada. Steam's going to go down this chute, go down this chute, and then we're going to have steam turbines, about 5 for each row. 5 here, 5 here, sucking it all up, right? And you basically take this design and mirror it on the right side, and then you can have like a double setup, and then you can have a total of 20 steam turbines going off of just 2 nuclear reactors, right? But that's overkill for us right now. We just need the 1. So with this, this is going to be the main like base of the building. Obviously, these 2 are going to get capped off, and this is going to be filled up with probably crude oil. And this is going to get capped off, and then all of this inside is going to have to be turned into a vacuum. But I'm going to go ahead and let them build that, and I'm going to go ahead and let them work on the 39 gold amalgam that I'm going to need to make all these steam turbines. And I will be right back. Alrighty, so we gone ahead and built the kind of outline of this, and I've let them build up all of the 8,000, not 80,000, 8,000 gold that I needed to build all these stupid steam turbines. But we can go ahead and plug all these guys in. to our power grid. Just throw it all together, just like so. And then we're gonna have to set up our piping system, right? And the way this is gonna work is, I'm gonna let this load just for a quick second. Go, 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 go. The moment you start getting really high up the moment you start getting really high up in cycles, the lag or the freeze after when a new cycle starts is absurd. It gets absurd in how just long it is. But okay. We are gonna want to put, let's see, I think here, just like that. And that's gonna plug into there. Then we're gonna utilize some liquid bridges and connect this up. Bam, bam. And then you want to connect the outputs into here as well. No, into the input, sorry. Not to the output. Because you can't go output, output. So you do that output into this input, or into the input of the bridge. Just like so. And then those two are connected, that's connected, good. And you can just go ahead and put down your thing, or your plumbing vents, right? And this water is going to drip down onto super hot nuclear waste down here, and it'll flash it up into steam, right? That's the idea, at least. With that, we are going to need to set up the cooling loop setup now. And that's going to be a little bit more complex. First of all, we need more steel. 12. And then... all steel... What in the world? That's not a number. Because we're going to need ourselves another thermal aqua tuner. Right? And... we're going to need a liquid pipe thermo sensor, which will need to be made out of steel. So let's actually just make this 13. Once again, it's a number. Make a bit more. That's gonna need to be out of steel also. Alright, we're gonna actually need a lot of steel. Okay. Alright, so we have some steel. I'm still making a bit more gold for our plumbing here. But we're going to go ahead and get our thermal aqua tuner. Make this bad boy out of steel. We'll place it here. Yes. Yes. It does not need to be flipped. We'll make our pump. Then we're going to want to do automation. We're going to want to get ourselves a hydro sensor. And I've used up all of the steel! No! Do I have to make more? How much did I make? I thought I made enough steel! Oh my god! Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and build a liquid pipe thermal sensor right here, as like right before it enters the aqua tuner. And we're going to go ahead and build ourselves a hydro sensor, also out of steel, right down here. And we will need to set up automation-wise. Wire out of steel. It's going to come up and connect to there, while this guy is going to come over here and connect to there, just like that. And the liquid pipe thermal sensor is literally just the exact same setup we have here, just minus the liquid reservoir. And this is going to help us detect like how much nuclear waste we have, right? Is the idea, because we're going to be generating more nuclear waste than we need, and we're going to have an excess. And my plan is we can utilize that as for nuclear research or not nuclear research, for Radbolt generation for a Radbolt engine rocket, right? So I'm thinking maybe ripping out the interplanetary launcher and replacing it with a maybe an infinite liquid storage or something like that for nuclear waste. And then if we need the interplanetary launcher, we can just rebuild it over here somewhere or something like that. But I kind of already have this place dug out for it. And we can utilize that to launch, right, ride bolts straight into an engine. That's the plan right now. We'll go ahead and let them finish building that. And how are we looking on our gold? Our gold is complete, so we can actually go ahead and pull out our radiant pipes and just run this all the way, like so. And I had enough, thankfully. And we'll just connect the ends there, just like that. And this is gonna come down and over, do a liquid bridge. Then we're gonna want to bring this up. And I'm thinking over? Let's have this go up like so. Yeah, let's have this be the output, because then that can go through there and then into here. Yeah, okay, alright. And that'll connect like that. This will come up, bridge over, connect there. This is output, so we're gonna have input on the bottom, just like so. Alrighty, so I'm getting all the dirty gas out of here, and I've gone ahead and finished building the loop, right, that we're gonna have to fill up, and I've gone ahead and created these access pipe for the excess nuclear waste. What we're gonna need to do now is, first of all, we're gonna need a couple of 10 shift plates. Nothing too crazy. We're gonna use... you know? We're gonna use diamond. We have a lot of diamond. Why not? But it doesn't have to be diamond. We can use like granite or something. But with that, we are gonna want to put about 5 tons of water dumped into the bottom here, right? So all 5 of these tiles at the very bottom here, where your pump is and stuff like that, should be water, right? And so for that, first of all, we need to deconstruct that, and we take this, connect it. Where does this go to? Way down here. This connecting in. Oh, okay, I see what's happening here. Connect you there. Okay, so if we have this, liquid from here should hopefully start draining. We'll do that opposite to get that. And I'm gonna wait for the polluted water to get down, and then we're gonna jump the clean water across from here, and we'll go ahead and start filling this place up. Why is that not working? You're getting water, right? Oh, it's just really slow. Okay. Alrighty, we've gone ahead and we should now have clean water making its way over. And just to make sure that this thing does not go off, we're gonna say if it ever gets below 0? No, below 0, the moment water hits, it'll go off. If it ever goes above whatever the max is, 2 kilograms, that should do it. Let's see why it should. Now we can say here goes below 0. There we go. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and fill up all of this down here until it gets completely full. Each tile 1 ton. It'll be a total of 5 tons of water that you're going to need if you're, ever needing to, max out the amounts. I think I'm going to go ahead and deconstruct this old pipe because we shouldn't need it anymore. We can go ahead and reconnect this one for the rocket ship itself. And then once that is full, what we're going to need to do next is set up the reactor itself and the water that's going to be fed into it. Alrighty, so we got ahead, got our water, and this place is now a nice vacuum. What we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to deconstruct buildings. We're going to get rid of these ladders, and we're going to go ahead and put in the research reactor itself. And then we are going to do shipping. We're going to get ourselves an auto sweeper. And what we're going to want to do is put in an auto sweeper and a conveyor receptacle in here. However, I am now realizing I need even more steel. Alright, so while they're making our steel, we can go ahead and set up a quick little thing here. That being the water system for our reactor. So what you're going to do is the water that's coming out of your steam turbines, you're going to want to actually have a liquid bridge here that goes up to the reactor itself. So hopefully it should be able to feed itself water-wise, right? We are going to need to take this pipe right here and give it a little bit of starter liquid to get it going, right? But it should be hopefully the water in here will do it. However, this does not consume water as fast as this is outputting water. So you're going to want to do a liquid bridge here. So when it needs water, it'll go to the bridge, go into it. And when this pipe is full, it'll just come out here and, empty out, right? At least is the idea. Now, I just want to make sure, I hate to be wrong, but no. Okay, yeah. You're just wanting to connect the upper pipe section here. You don't need to bother connecting this one down here. This can just all of it can just dump back into the room. We can go ahead, and I'm not going to plug this in yet, because this will start outputting a bunch of steam that is going to be super hot. Not only that, but it will also be super radiated in here. So that's going to be like step last is actually putting water back into that thing. But that's all this thing really takes, right? Enriched uranium and water. And then you're done. But with that, I think we should hopefully be done. Yep. Alright, so we can go ahead and take an auto sweeper. And we are going to put an auto sweeper in here. I'm just realizing one issue can occur. Hold on, I'm about to sneeze. Okay, there we go. Okay. So one issue may occur, and that's the fact that if you have water backed up in a pipe, it could cause issues. So you may want to give it a bit of leeway time. So to do that, we can just like that. And then we can obviously put a bridge in here when we want to connect it and hook it up. So with that, we're going to go ahead and do shipping. Grab our auto sweeper. We can put that in here. As long as these two cover the door, you're fine. And then you can go ahead and take your conveyor receptacle, take that out of steel, and put that there. And this is going to be full of enriched uranium, because you don't want any duplicates going into this building, because it's going to be absurdly radioactive. So, With that, we're gonna go ahead and take that, get our conveyor rail, and take this out of the building. And... nope. Copy. Take this and plug it in, just like that. And go ahead and cut that. And then, for the time being, because most enriched uranium is at our base here, we can just go ahead and take shipping, and we'll do a conveyor loader. Build out of copper, it's not a big deal. Plug it in. And we'll go ahead and set this to enriched uranium and give manual use. And we'll just basically have the duplicates manually load up our... what is it? Kind of conveyor loaders set up here. We're gonna need to plug these in so we can finish that up. And I think that is majority of everything we're going to need. Let me double check. But I think reactor-wise, this should be it. At this point, you just give it water, you give it enriched uranium, and it'll just start going, right? And then we'll by the way, I have this liquid thermal pipe set to 25. I'll worry about this in a minute when we actually start getting nuclear waste down here. We are going to need to start putting in some polluted water into our cooling loop here, which I actually can easily do. All we need to do is take this up, cut that, have this go into there like so, and then this will go ahead and start filling everything up. Now we don't have a tank for excess liquids, so this is going to need to be filled in like just the perfect amount to not mess anything up. This is not going to want to connect because of you. Okay. Nope. It's because of you. Ah, there it goes. Okay. So, I'm going to go ahead and let this loop fill up. Let them finish up the conveyor rail. And then, next thing we're going to need to do is build our infinite storage system for nuclear waste. Alrighty, so I went ahead and just added a quick little liquid reservoir here. And this is completely set up. We are ready. Our cooling loop is filled, if it'll actually load. Come on, you got it. I believe in you. Okay, yep. Cooling loop right here is low. Is completely filled. We have it set to 25 degrees, which should be fine. And I'm realizing that the enriched uranium or the nuclear waste cannot be here because I forgot that it's going to be extremely hot. So what we're going to do instead is I think we're just going to go ahead and build a little infinite storage thing up here, right? We'll make it out of, I don't know, gold. Why not? Right, just something like that. Cancel these two. Then we're gonna need utilities, drywall, pick out igneous rock, that's fine. Plumbing, liquid vents. And then we'll go ahead and bring our nuclear waste up here. Now, to do that, we are going to need to actually pipe the nuclear waste up there. Which means that I guess if I really... No, because I'm using that for water for the rocket. This side's used for petroleum. What I can do is just shift this over to the right one, and then I'll have another tunnel here. And I'll just have to move this door and this heavy watt joint to the right one more. This will also have to get moved, but then I can run a pipe up here, and then bring that up to there. We don't need to deconstruct these and cancel this up to this point, and we'll just bring the pipe down. Alrighty, so we gone ahead, just dug that out, move this to the right one, and we are now running a pipe for our nuclear waste up and over and out of here. I'm now realizing that I will also need to put in some ladders down here, just so they have the height to actually build all of this. Alrighty, so with that... Oh, that's gonna really bother me. Hold on. Bam, bam, bam. There we go. Okay, so with that, we'll go ahead and finish up that. And then this air filter I'll need to be over here and here. So for infinite liquid storage, the way it's going to work is we're going to need to put a blob of one liquid type, and then that's going to rest at the bottom, and then you can then dump a bunch of the other liquid types on top of it, right? And it'll just like infinitely keep stacking on itself, right? So before we make this nuclear waste, it's going to need to be a different liquid. And I think that liquid's going to have to be crude oil. So if I'm not mistaken, crude oil will work, or does it need to be petroleum? Give me a quick second. Alright, so here's my thought process. We could use naphtha, which is what I see other people use. But we could also just use petroleum, which is... They both turn to sour gas at 538 degrees Celsius. So I think we can get away with crude oil, or with petroleum. Just do one little blob of it, just like this. And then when they finish building this, it'll just plop that one bit of petroleum. I think we should be fine. If it ends up not working in between episodes or something, I will 100% add it in the description. No, I'll put a comment on this video if it fails. So, you know, look in the comments at some point, and if you happen to ever see a comment in there that just says, hey, by the way, this won't work, and your building will be destroyed, don't use petroleum. But I'm gonna go ahead and let them finish up all these pipes, and once that is finished, I think all we need to do is just encapsulate this building in the left and right side with plastic tiles to prevent the spread of not needed, radiation, and then we can just direct the radiation to the top where we're going to put in the tiles for the seeds we're going to plant that we want to mutate. Okay, so I've gone ahead and made a massive mistake. not too massive, actually. I exaggerate. You are not supposed to use polluted water. And that's because the amount of heat we are generating here is the polluted water will not be able to make up for it. However, what will is nuclear waste. So, what we can do, take this and go like that, up that, and then we'll do plumbing, liquid bridge, basically, this polluted water, we're gonna dump it, right? We're gonna get rid of it. We do not need it. So, with that, just put that there, liquid vent, and we're gonna empty this. So basically the idea is, the nuclear waste that we are going to be generating, is gonna use to fill this up. Because nuclear waste has a specific heat capacity of like 7.4, which is, obviously very, very good. And with that, we can have the ability to properly... It'll start off really, really hot, your cooling loop, but it will be able to cool down really quickly using the thermal aqua tuner. And it'll be overall less energy needed to keep it cool, and it'll also be able to get rid of all of the heat that's going to be generated from all of these steam turbines basically constantly running. But yeah, we're gonna have to completely empty out the system. Let's make sure. Yep, my cat is absolutely yelling at me. We're gonna get the rest of it out of the system here. Just emptying it out, and then hopefully we'll also get the liquid that's out of the thermal aqua tuner. Yep, none. Awesome. Okay, deconstruct that. Also, I've ran out of igneous rock on this asteroid, by the way. I used too much of it in feeding the stone hatches way at the beginning, and I've now reached a point where I have none left. Which really sucks, because I used a lot of igneous rock on this chimney here and on this here. So what we're gonna need to do is, you know, in the future, conserve the little bit of igneous rock we have left. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take a little bridge here and just do that. And connect these two. Ugh. Plumbing, 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 plumbing. Where is it? At the bridge. Bam, bam. And then basically, when we start getting nuclear waste in here, this will mop up the nuclear waste and start putting it into the cooler loop. Okay, so everything is almost completely ready. We're just going to build a couple of plastic tiles around everything. And, you know, start getting this place as cordoned off radiation-wise as possible. And we're going to want to do this on both sides, including down here as well. And just, you know, prevent as much radiation as possible. And we just want the radiation to shoot straight upwards, right, into where we are going to want the plants and stuff to be that we're going to mutate, right? So we're going to go ahead and take all this plastic tiling. We're going to 1, 2, 3, 4 this way too. And good thing we've built up a lot of plastic to be able to do all this. I'm going to go ahead and take this and just take that all the way up as well. And we're going to go ahead and let them finish building all this. Alrighty, so if you're wondering why we use plastic, by the way, it actually has a really good 68% radiation blocking. So with about 4 tiles worth, you tend to get rid of a lot of radiation. So this should prevent radiation going out from this way and radiation going out this way. We may still have some radiation coming out the bottom here, so it actually probably wouldn't hurt to go ahead and actually get that also fixed. Ugh, that's gonna be kind of annoying to deal with though, because they're gonna have to come in from here. They're gonna have the ladder come all the way down, right? And then we can go ahead and take the plastic tiles and make a nice 4-layer there. Alrighty, that should be plenty of plastic. Now we can't really do anything. There's no point putting plastic down here because this is kind of far away from the radiation. At this point, the radiation down here wouldn't be that much. Can't do much with the radiation that's going to be inside these steam turbine rooms. But this should hopefully direct most of the radiation just upwards is the idea, you know, hopefully. But with that, I think last but not least, so no matter what, we are going to get people who are going to be pretty irradiated if we think about it. One thing we can do is we can set up lead suit checkpoints and have the checkpoint room right here, and basically just have duplicates be like, okay, if you come in here, you take off your Atmo suit and you put on a lead suit, and you can come up here, right? And then we can cut off access over here. So we deconstruct those 4 ladders and deconstruct these ladders, and that should hopefully allow duplicates to only come in from this direction. They can come down here, and then they can go ahead and build a fire pole down, you know, just in case. And we can go ahead and get a fire pole here as well. Make this part faster. And then I think that's a good idea. So I'm gonna go ahead and set those up as well. Alrighty, so we'll go ahead and put the checkpoints in when I am ready, so they don't, you know, have to keep taking their suits off just to finish building up here. But we're gonna go ahead and put in just a couple of hydroponic farms. I'm thinking 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is an uneven amount. Nope. If I do 5 like that, yeah, that's perfect. We'll put plastic tiles on either sides. And then I need to take water. I need to get water out. Included water. Well, I mean, we're just doing water for now, and honestly, it's so cool in this area that I could probably get away with doing normal tiles instead of insulated tiles around here, because this place gets moved down. I think I may actually go ahead and do that. And that... we'll keep it insulated there. No, because this will cool off the water as it comes up. And then we can go ahead and put ourselves a liquid pipe here. And say, you know, focus water into there. But also be able to take water up above from the excess. We'll just take it and plug that in. And I think the first thing we'll do is mealwood, right? Kind of the starter one. No seats. I can't place you. Oh, well, because there's ladders in the way. Okay. Alrighty, so we'll go ahead and put our lead suit checkpoint in. And we'll go ahead and put our Atmos suit checkpoint in also. And the way this is going to work is with the Atmos suit checkpoint to have them take their suits off, and then when they come back, they need to put their suits on. Hold on. Clearance. Suited events may only pass if there is an available dock to store their suit. Yes. Atmos suit bubbles. Put your Atmos suit back on, please. Oh my god. Okay. Bubbles. You gotta keep your Atmos suit on. Okay. Ren. Okay. Alright. This is the one thing I hate about stupid Atmos suit checkpoints. Okay. First of all, sweep that up, friend. Okay. So they're gonna come in, but they need to put their suit back on. Oh, I just have it backwards. Okay, I figured it out. Okay, I don't know why I had it facing the other way. Yeah, so vacancy. They come back here, they undock their suit, and then they have permission to walk over here and go into these suits as well. And are you growing? Yep. All right. Fingers crossed this works. I think we're ready to turn this bad boy on. So we'll go ahead and give it some water. Set 25. It should immediately start producing some steam. Or, well, actually, it's immediately going to start producing some hot water. And this water is going to start heating up very rapidly, actually. Yep, there it is. The moment it drops some nuclear waste is the moment this thing starts getting absolutely steamy. Let's check our radiation. That's not terrible. That's not terrible. How much radiation we have up here? 572 rads per cycle. 1,100. So I think I can probably take out this layer of plastic and just drop these down one tile. I may do that in between episodes, but let's go ahead and let it fill the rest of this up with steam? Question mark. Alright, I'm gonna let this go as we start getting rid, and we'll say if it gets above the max. Okay. And I'm gonna wait till all this water's gone. Alrighty, so the water's gone down here, it's just nuclear waste. So as the nuclear waste starts getting to this sensor over here, this should suck it up and begin filling our cooling loop. Hopefully before these steam turbines start getting too hot. How long is this gonna take? Come on! Okay, so I've gone ahead and cut off the water here, by the way. So we can just focus on cycling the water here, because we don't want to overpressurize this room. That is, like, literally the last thing we want to do, because then this can't output any steam. And then when that happens, it starts to overheat, and then it has a meltdown, and everything goes very poorly. So we have nuclear waste coming in here, and it's going to be very, very hot, which may be scary, yes. But it's okay. Also, this should be set to 45 degrees Celsius, because if we go ahead and let it run through a couple times, it should start cooling it down. Yes. So, it'll probably take a couple cycles till this thing is actually properly, like, cold. Enough for you, for it to, you know, make you feel comfortable. Alright, so that's set there. We can say if it gets above 600 kilograms. And then it can go up above. There we go. We already have our first excess nuclear waste starting to make its way up to our infinite liquid storage. And this should be working. We got nuclear waste coming at 167, coming out as 150. So, what? Oh wow. This is actually getting hot enough to damage itself. Well, that's fun. That won't be an issue in the long run when, isn't this made of steel? How is this not? Okay, well, it doesn't matter. This is only overheating because this guy's running constantly. It won't once, you know, this temperature gets down. So I'm just gonna keep an eye on it, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, so we've gone ahead, and our cooling loop is now down to a 73, 80-ish degrees. It's slowly getting cooler back to the 45 where it needs to be. But all of our steam turbines are running, and if you look, I've completely cut off the tank itself. This should be completely self-sustaining water-wise for itself. As you can see there, it's even taking seconds to, like, you know, pause itself there, and even. We even have our first things of mealwood ready to be harvested, which is fun. I'm thinking I'm actually just going to deconstruct these buildings. And replace them with normal farm tiles. Because we're gonna have like a bunch of different types of plants up here, and they don't all just take in normal water. Some take in polluted water, etc., etc. And it'll probably just be easier to have the duplicants hand put in those liquids. So with that, I'll go ahead and deconstruct that, and I think I'm going to deconstruct this layer of plastic as well, and put in the farm tiles down there. Okay, that is being deconstructed. Because if we put that there, then yeah, they're going to have a very high amount of radiation to be working with. But yeah, as you can see here, by the way, the moment you get this thing set up, power is just not an issue anymore. But with that, I'm gonna let you guys go. I think what we built here is really, really good. And I think in between episodes, I'm gonna reset up the farm with just normal tiles and such. And I'll see you on the next episode where we're gonna start focusing, probably on this asteroid. Right, because what's going to happen is we are going to start running out of uranium ore, and I know there is such thing as radiation ore fields, and if we can find one and start mining it and sending it to this asteroid with the betas, we can go ahead and continuously make enriched uranium for this asteroid, which will be very, very, very useful, right? So with that, I hope you all have a nice day. Hope to see you in future videos. So don't forget to like and subscribe. And I apologize, I'm not as consistent with my uploads. School's starting to get more and more busy as the semester goes on. So I hope that doesn't bother you all too much. Hope to see you in a future video. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.